It's truth or truth.
Just go ahead.
Pick a question. You get to pick it.
Have you ever lied to get out of a bad date? If so, what was the lie? You know, I haven't lied to get out of a bad date, but when I first started playing music, I did something called couch surfing, like right off the cruise ship, which is you basically crash on people's couches thanks to a website that has everybody's info there. And I honestly still am really good friends with a lot of people that I did that with. But there was one guy who was a nudist. But he was really nice about it. Like, I didn't get weird vibes from him.
Seriously?
I know, honestly, yeah. He tells me, I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening, but he tells me very nicely, he's like, hey, you know, I'm wearing clothes now, but I just want you to know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable or anything, but I prefer to be in the nude. And I sat there, I took it in, and I said, oh, thank you so much for telling me. Then I waited about an hour or two, and I said, you know what, my friend's in town. I'm gonna go hang out with her, and then I just come back. But that's the only time. I'm not a big liar, but in that situation, I was like,
I would say that was probably a warranted, fib for sure. I like that he's like qualifying. I'm wearing clothes now.
Yeah. No, he was very, very straightforward. Just letting me know.
All right. You get another one. We're going to do 3. Right. I won't put you through too much torture, but this is how we get the good stories.
What is the scariest thing you've ever done? Oh boy. You know, I was, you know who Allie Colleen is? Mm-mm. She's a great writer in town. You'd like her. But she's a little bit of a badass. She always wants to do I'm not scared of anything kind of chick.
Oh boy.
And when we're together, I'm like, well, I want to do it too, you know? And we were just played a show out in Gatlinburg, and they had this thing called the slingshot. And it was like, it puts you up in the air and it drops you and it swings, but it's terrifying. And so I go up there with another girl and we go down and we come back up, and it was terrifying. Then she goes up and I think she's messing with me because they kind of messed with me right before it went up. Like, oh no, your seatbelt's on, and then drop you. It actually broke.
Are you
kind of as they let her go, and she was down here, and it broke.
Oh,
and so
my God.
Knowing that it broke the time after I used it with somebody I knew on it, I think that was the most recent scary thing that happened to me for sure.
And would you ever do it again?
After seeing it break down, I got too much country music to write.
Right, exactly. I got stuff to do, man. That would be scary. I wouldn't go on it in the first place. But I'm too much of a chicken.
I don't know. You're around the right friends. It doesn't matter what you want to do anymore. They'll get you.
A couple drinks in, and it sounds like a good idea.
Want to ride a bull? Let's do it. What's the one thing you'd never do for all the money in the world?
Stay at a nudist on the couch.
Yeah. I don't know if they paid me enough. I mean, if I just had to look away, I could do that. For all the money in the world, I probably would not. I feel like, especially having come from California, there's a lot of need to look a certain way and feel a certain way. Right. And recently this is such a kind of a deeper conversation, but a friend of mine asked me, or in the industry, how I feel about my teeth, which is just a random thing. Uh-huh. But she was just talking about, having the, what is it called? Veneers done.
Veneers? Yeah.
And I thought about it now, and she was like, it makes a huge difference. And she wasn't saying it in any way to be mean, but I started thinking, and I was like, I kind of have to draw a line in the sand because I like the way I look, and I don't want my sisters who have the same teeth as I do to ever think that they're not gorgeous either. So I feel like that was a moment for me to decide, because as I'm getting older, I just turned, 30. So I think that's when you start to think about those kind of things. And I was just I think I want to be really careful about that kind of world. And I think for all the money in the world, if somebody said you could be a movie star if you changed your face, I think I'm good. Yeah. And I think that, it took me a second to get there. But like I said, you surround yourself with the right people, I think you make better decisions. And
absolutely.
And that felt right to me. But, a little bit of a deeper answer. But
well, I like that because I like that too, because that also shows other people who are looking up to you, even, younger girls. Because women in general, we get that all the time. It's you're not skinny enough.
If you just did this.
If you didn't get it, it's a this and a that, and it's a, one more thing. And it, and I think that's a great message for younger girls to say, you know what, you're perfect exactly the way you are.
Yeah. Or just whatever you want to do. I think the message I want to send is you can go and get all this work done, but you can also be super successful without it. And I prefer to be the exception to that rule, you know? So,
girl, you don't need a thing. Are you kidding me?
Thank you very much.
This girl. All right. I want to thank you so much for being our second guest in the new studio here in Nashville. And you're absolutely invited to come back anytime.